So to explain to everybody what you believe what ley lines are first.
Okay, so the term ley line actually came from a gentleman in 1921. His name was Alfred Watkins. And from what I understand, he was riding his horse and he had a vision. It was in England, and he had this vision, and he noticed that if he looked out far enough at different points around the world, they all fell into this an alignment. And whether they were man-made or they were natural, they fell into a pattern. And he coined these lines that he saw as ley lines, Leylines.
And I was reading that if for an easy way of looking at this, we have longitude and latitude, right, in the Earth map, the Earth, if you will. And why can't we have it energetically around the Earth, which I think is what that is.
Yeah.
And then and there are people that don't believe it. Other people really do believe it. And a lot of the sacred sites are on ley lines.
Yes, they are. And I mean the big sacred sites and things also, James, like waterfalls, lakes, rivers, Stonehenge, Machu Picchu. They all follow ley lines. Which
I think, Kelly, that below that, and then under the surface and under the Earth crust in there, I think there's some crystal or some minerals, certain minerals and buildup on those exact vortexes. Yeah. And I think that's exactly what's going on too. And as you know, in ancient civilizations, they say they were like the roads for the UFOs to come and land.
Yes, yes. And I believe that the architects of this universe, whoever those special, advanced souls have been or who they were, really created this as a highway, actually, James, to help people get spiritual, to feel energy. I mean, the first time I ever felt energy was on a ley line. And my hands started to tingle. Have you ever had that experience? I'm sure you have, but lots and lots of times. But I actually could feel it. And I'll tell you where I was. It was the wildest thing. I was actually in the west end of the San Fernando Valley, like kind of close to where Malibu is, out in that area. And I just kept feeling this energy. And then I got in my car and I drove all the way downtown, and I felt it all the way downtown to LA. I thought, isn't that interesting? What was going on down there, I have no idea, but I had to follow this energy. It was fascinating to me. And then I got really interested in energy and ley lines. And I'm a natural dowser, runs in my family.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. One place I felt it very strongly, believe it or not, was Brasilia. When I was in Brazil, and I used to bring groups of people down to spiritual spaces there, and I felt this in Brasilia, and went to see a healer there, amazing healer actually, and it was very interesting because I went home after that and looked it up, and that was a big ley line, basically.
Yes.
And the other place I felt I just came from was Sedona. So
tell us about that. You could actually feel the energy, like pulls you in.
Yeah, vortexes, which is a concentrated energy. Yeah. And supposedly there's a male-female energy, which I believe there is because I felt it. You feel the female energy and male energy.
Yes.
You feel them both there. I was once at Airport Mesa. It's one of the vortexes. And as my friend Ron, Ron, and I was with Ron, we were planning a trip for a group. That was over 15 years ago now. And we were at Airport Mesa, and we're walking up, hiking up the top, and all of a sudden, both at the exact same moment, put our right foot down. I was behind him, and we went through something. It felt like we were through the earth. And it was an opening, it was a portal. And it was like, and he looked at me and he said, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. I can only hear Ron saying that. So if it was Ron feeling it, it really was something.
It was something else. It was walking through the dimension, a portal. It was definitely that. And that's also, by the way, where I saw the UFOs when I was part of a group there. We did have contact with them in that area. So,
right.
And I was just there again, Sedona, at a film festival last week. And it's amazing because I didn't go there for a long time because I was kind of upset. I heard they built it up quite a bit. I didn't want to see that. But I went to this film festival and they did build it up, but they did something mindfully, which is great. They expanded it in a long way and they used a lot of trees and nature. So you really can't see a lot of the housing buildings, which is really good. And it's a very important color code they have to stay with.
Oh, wow. To keep the integrity of it.
Yeah, I can let my dog in, excuse me.
Oh, okay. Wow. So I'd love to know, have other people felt the energies of ley lines? Have other people felt this? Because it's
questions. We have Pearl too. She's going to join us because she's
good. Hi, Pearl.
We ate her dinner and she's very excited now. Hi, say hi. Okay, I got to work. I got to talk. You can talk too. I love you. Okay.
Oh, she loves her dad.
So, the thing I asked you before the show started, we talked a little bit about it. And I think it's something there. When I speak to you, it's just things download. But I would think there would be some kind of connection with the meridians of the body, perhaps,
Yeah.
and also ley lines going.
Well, and chakras, meridian points. And if you think, Mother Earth also has chakras and meridian points, and we'll call them ley lines. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and so it's interesting. If you go, there actually are maps of ley lines, and if you go to ones, like you said, dowsing. Now, doesn't dowsing also work with magnetic fields?
It does. And when you're dowsing, you can feel, big bodies of energy. You can feel it, actually. So it's, but it's ley lines. The time I felt them probably the most was at Mount Shasta.
Yes, I felt it there too.
Did you feel it there too? I mean, it just pulls you in.
Very, very strong.
Yeah.
I felt it there, and where else? I felt it in. Yeah, I do feel it here in Encinitas. It's not as strong, and Laguna Beach did too. It's the same thing, and it's all built on crystal beds, by the way.
Okay, there you go. I think you're right about the crystals down below. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Like I know in Sedona, there are a lot of copper minerals deposits there, and that they come into that for the minerals. Now, I have something for you.
Okay.
I thought to myself, well, what's the difference between magnetic fields and ley lines? But then I thought, so how do birds migrate? Birds migrate, they follow ley lines.
Yes.
They have a molecule in their eye called a cryptochrome, which is a molecule that in their eye that they're sensitive to magnetic fields of the earth, and they follow those same lines to get back to where they came from.
Okay, that's fascinating. And I'm such a birder. I love birds. That is such a wild story.
I know you love that one.
I love it. I love it.
And butterflies as well.
Wow.
There's so much in the world we don't see that is there,
right, that we don't see. It's we talk about an analogy for ley lines is astrology, because we look at the stars and we look at the planets and we imagine the lines that we connect. All of a sudden this makes Pisces, this makes Taurus, but it's the same use of our mind as when we talk about ley lines. It's the same thing. You cannot see them, but they do go straight across and straight, and they hit all of the energetic spots in the world.
And you're mentioning about Stonehenge earlier to me.
Yes. Okay. So I thought this was interesting that in Stonehenge, and I've never been there. Have you been there, James?
I've never been there.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a trip we have to do, because I'd love to see this. But apparently the stones are around in a circle, according to the planets.
Okay.
And so you can imagine from above, if you look down, you've got Earth, and you've got the sun, and you've got Earth, and then you've got, I think, Venus, and then Mars, and then Jupiter, and then Saturn. It goes all the way around. I thought, wow, that's amazing. And that's, by the way, well over 5,000 years old.
Wow.
Well over. So it's so interesting here.
I love you too.
Yeah, I love you too.
I
oh
can't
my God.
Right now. Go get your bunny.
Oh my gosh. But ley lines are sacred, and they're holy, and they're also, from what I understand, James, they're amazing portals to other dimensions.
Totally.
And they're portals for astral travel.
So interesting. Now, when I was 14 years old, this is interesting. Okay. I went to England with my grandmother, because she's from Wales, actually, and went to Wales and England. And in South Wales, I'll never forget it, that my second cousin, he took us to something called the Cern Giant. And the Cern Giant, and they have these all over the world. There's a huge, really hieroglyph, I should say. It's the side of a mountain, and it's it's a prehistoric man holding a cane, and you can only really fully see it from the sky. And you get a glimpse of it far away. You can see what it is. But we have many of those types of things on the Earth. Yeah. And also the pyramids, they say, as a perfect alignment from coming from higher out. So you got to be higher out in space in order to see what these alignments.
Well, and definitely with the pyramids, absolutely. Giza is a big one that is on a ley line. Machu Picchu, as we talked about. Did you have any of those experiences while you were there?
Machu Picchu.
Yeah, right?
I'm such a I don't know why I'm so cynical. I think as we get older, you get more cynical. But I'm from New York, can I say? But I'm also, I'm not. I don't take things as the truth is. I'm a little, Virgo in me is real. Is what's going on here. I think it's what makes me a good medium because I need the detail. And so I brought a group to Machu Picchu, and it was for the summer solstice, and I had a man who was the head of our group who was a shaman, and he was a well-known shaman down there. Took hold of our group, brought us to this place, certain places, and the day of summer solstice, and we're talking lots of people, thousands, thousands from all over the world come there for that day, and there are buses and buses and buses downtown. And I said to this gentleman the day before, I said, "Can we get up there on time for the sun to rise?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "But it's going to be very, very crowded." He goes, "No." I said, "It's going to look at the buses here. Everyone's here for this summer solstice." He goes, "I'll take care of it. Don't worry." We made it up at the top of the mountain, and we were the only ones out of all the thousands. Our group of 25 people, where there were us and a French TV crew, which was like 2 people. That was it on top of the
How
mountain.
could that be?
And the sun was rising up, and we went to this meditation. Everyone felt it. We felt the special energy there from the earth and from the sky. And I'm like, okay, this is but I want something else, right? So we started taking photographs of each other, and every single person had flowers around them, and you could see them in the photographs. These flowers around everyone.
Wow.
And this couple that went with us, they had their heart chakra, the green light from one to his to hers and hers to his.
Oh my gosh.
It's on all of our cameras, all of our phones, whatever it was. So yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Well,
And
that's magical.
it's magical. Some places I think are much more you have to assess them through your raising your vibration, raising your frequency.
Yeah.
Go into it.
But would you say that ley lines, if you're on a ley line or anywhere near that it could raise your vibration?
Activate.
It will activate you.
Definitely will activate you. If you're willing to open up yourself, it'll activate you for sure. We're star people, you know that. We're all star people.
Yes.
It's not a natural environment down here. That's why everyone.
Yeah, no, it's not a natural environment.
It's not a good place to be down here with these people treating each other like this. I mean,
so true.
Yeah.
So true. Oh, do you think Tahiti's on that?
I think I gotta look that up, Kelly, because I didn't. I went there. I there are certain places, even Greece. I felt that. So if someone was asking about how to find ley lines, I think you can go online, and there's actually a map of ley lines of the earth, so you can do that online. You can find that out. Yeah. Look, here's some Illinois. Yes, Ohio. That was a place I went to with my friend Jordy in Lima, Ohio. Another hotbed of activity for UFOs, by the way, and very much very paranormal area, very much. And that was a place where I visited the Miracle Church. Remember this? Where it was so funny. I was driving with Jordy. She was bringing me to this eastern part of Ohio, and Snake Tunnel or Snake something. And I said, okay. And I'm on Facebook, and I'm doing a Facebook entry there in the car while she's driving. And someone said, we should go to this Miracle Cathedral. I'm like, okay, Miracle Cathedral. And I swear to you, the next exit was for that cathedral. It said, cathedral this way. So Jordy, and of course, Jordy. So we went.
She's great.
She's great. And we went to this cathedral, and it was a Miracle Cathedral. And they say, all these people's crutches and canes and wheelchairs are all over as a thank you for being healed. And they say that certain times rose petals come from the sky. And we were looking, I was just amazed by it. She was amazed. We split up and went to the cathedral different ways. And our friend Jim was with us as well. Our friend Jim, who's very much into the phenomena. And we came back into the lobby. We met in the lobby, 3 of us. I'm like, wow, that was just amazing. Wow, incredible. I feel the energy just so. And our friend Jim goes, it's hot. It's happening. It's hot. And as he said that, rose petals fell from the sky on top of us.
Oh my gosh.
Rose petals fell down. And they were dried up rose petals. And we're like, huh. I'm like looking at each other. And we went to the rectory next door because we didn't know what to do. We went to ask. And the brother who was there, wasn't a priest, it was a brother. He said, that happened to you people? And he looked like, because you must be some special people. He goes, you're rarely happy because it does happen, but it's very significant when it does rain upon you like that. So, so in Ohio, a lot of really strong energy there too.
We have a lot of strong energy here in Wisconsin too. There are a lot of these, they call them mounds, and they're special. Like
Snake Mountain. Yeah. It's part of that same system.
It's part of that same system, yeah. And I thought that was it. We're about an hour from one of them. Thought that was interesting.
I mean, your whole area there in the Midwest, there's a lot of hotbed places. Check it out. They have a
Yeah.
lot of great stuff.
Absolutely. So wait, Renee Hounsell, this is a great question. Hi, Renee. She says, I wonder if astrological events are more magnetized or magnified closer to a ley line. You bet. Absolutely. Absolutely. So if whatever the event is astrologically, whatever the transit is, I think that if you were on a ley line, you would really feel it.
Or Kelly, when the planets, when the circulation happens, when they hit that ley line point, there's an activation.
Yes.
And wouldn't that be interesting that, yeah, when the movement to that, when they go to retrograde or direct.
Or how about an eclipse, James? It would be amazing, right? To be on a ley line during an eclipse. Wow.
Now I'll stay down. Let's see. Yeah, it's all there. It's all energy. That's what it is.
It's all energy. Okay.
Yeah.
Robin Kirby says, I can feel it through my feet, energy, and up my body when I encounter a strong ley line. Last time I did it through my heart chakra wide open. Oh, Robin, that's so great.
That's really great. And if
Really great.
rods, Kelly, would they change the ley line? They go in a different direction then, or no?
If what now?
If you go to the ley line with the dowsing rods, would they change?
It's a good question. I don't know because I've never used dowsing rods.
I wonder.
I just used my hands, so I don't know.
I've used dowsing rods before.
What do you think?
I love them. I love them.
You do?
I do. I love them. I don't think there's not an easy way that you can really control them. Like as a pendulum, you can really control it. I think subconsciously. But I use ley lines, and the ones I've used were on their own, and you just hold them, and they did point for water. And I found.
Yeah, that's true. They do that. So Eva Swihart says, is it an area where you can feel energies, ley lines? Yes. And can it be like deja vu? Suppose it could be. What do you think?
I don't know. Deja vu would be the right term to use, but it's just, let's say it's a very strong energy, and it's I would just say put it that way. It's very strong energy. So I would say let's say deja vu, but strong energy.
Strong energy. Honey May Shosha, if I can say that right, I'm sorry. She says that she could feel it along the Hudson. James, what do you think?
I'd be very interested to find out about that because I worked at Omega along the Hudson.
Right.
I went to a seminary when I was 14 years old in the Hudson Valley. So I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be a bit surprised. I'd like to see that. I wouldn't be a bit
That was a special area. There's certain special areas in the world. That was one of them.
There's also a ley line on a ley line. I think it is. Oh, but wow. I mean, Atlantis, definitely.
Yeah. Lemuria and Atlantis, definitely ley lines. Definitely. Yeah. So, and where are the key ley lines? I think Stonehenge definitely is a key one. Glastonbury in England is a key one. Have you been to Glastonbury?
I haven't been. No, I haven't been to Glastonbury. Next, I might be going. Actually, I'll be going on a tour next year to Glastonbury and Scotland, through Scotland and England with Gordon Smith.
It's going to be amazing.
October, November, I'll be all in Europe. Yes,
that is going to be amazing. So you'll have a lot to report back.
Yes, I will. I'll be a journal with me.
Exactly. So let's see.
Robin Young is that water is a spiritual conduit. Yes, it does. It conducts energy. Water is. Yes, of course it is. Definitely. That's why it's negative ions of water. So you would also feel that we're made of negative ions. So you feel better when you're in a shower and the water, swimming or bathing. And as waterfalls, in a lake.
Amber Lily says she was healed from vertigo in Sedona.
Oh, wow. Interesting, because I was just there, and I was again not only impressed with how they expanded it because it was done consciously, but I met a lot of people there who got a couple of psychic mediums, light workers, I would say, and you sent me a lovely, lovely video. I didn't thank you for that. That was
over the weekend. That was so great.
So I thought there were going to be a lot of those types of people there.
Mm-hmm. Should we tell everybody what that was, that video?
You should. It's pretty fun.
It was just a quick TikTok about fake people that do spiritual work, basically. Narcissists, borderlines that do this really, pseudo work, and they really bring a lot of people down.
Because they're not doing it deeply enough. So it's spiritual bypass, basically.
Yeah.
Which, and there are a lot of people like that. So I thought that maybe I'd hit that when I go to Sedona, but I was
But
really,
you didn't. Really surprised then.
I was really, really well surprised. I met a lot of new friends there. I'm going to do a workshop there, and I'm going to do a workshop for advanced metaphysics.
I'm going to go with you.
That's right.
Sedona. I'm going with you.
I can speak a different language to these people, in that they've been around for a long time. And our driver was telling us all different types of mushrooms and the scientific names of all the different aspects of different mushrooms in the earth and nature, and bright guy. And
Wow.
I mean, it's just interesting. And what a lot of people there just to help change the consciousness, literally put money where their mouth is. A lot of them just do that, and they do it for the better of humankind. So I read those types of people, and we're going to try to have this couple on.
Oh, yes.
So they're
Love heals.
and one of them is a student of mine, and Dana, this lovely girl Dana, was in back pain, and they sought all types of healing, and ended up in Sedona. And we're going to talk to them. We're going to do that because it was a great story, and I'll talk about energy as well. But so met people like that there. Just some nice people.
So some really amazing people doing great work.
Well, and I said, because of all you people to come back here and do a workshop and everything, will you really? I said, yeah, I will. I was literally sitting at a table because I went to all these events for the film festival, like a dinners and this sort of thing. And I was literally sitting at a table. There was a bar. I was sitting there at a table. And I sat there all night, and people just came up to me and introduced themselves. And I'm a famous agent. You can look me up. I'm a famous producer. Oh, here's my name. Look me up. I don't know. And they said, you changed my life. Your work, your book changed my life. And weird stories about how the book fell off the shelf, or how there's a bookmark at a certain place, and all these things came out, which you rarely get feedback.
It's so important, and it's such great validation to everything.
Young girl, Kelly, the young girl, they share the TikTok video with you?
No.
I didn't. Oh, I have to. It's really amazing, and I got to reach out to that girl. It was on Google Alerts with my name, and it was this young girl, 22 years old, and I'll send this to you.
Okay.
And, she said, "Hi guys." Hi guys. This is so weird, but years ago when I was a little girl, like I was 14 years old, my mom brought me to this guy. This guy was some psychic guy. So she said it, and I think it was Ohio again, in Ohio. And I said, "Okay, Mom, I'll go." So the guy, he picked me out of the audience, and he said, "You're very in tune."
Thank you, James. Thanks, Renee. Thanks, everybody, and join us next week for Miracles, and join James on Friday.
You've been listening to Both Sides Now and Beyond, featuring spiritual medium and master teacher James Van Praagh and spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
That was great. Maybe we changed some lives.
And maybe opened up some minds.
Which way do I turn?
Right. I mean left.
James and Kellee Show.